Hello, everyone. Sleepy Rin here. It is time once again for Changed Stars Records of Miqto. You can't see it, but I'm dramatically flailing my arms to keep up my energy. Hi, how are you? This is not a GTA stream. Those are going to be coming still too, but if you're seeing this from the Paradise server, I'm sorry, it's not a GTA stream, but you're welcome to stay and watch what we normally do. Um, and you're loved and welcome, and you're fabulous. And hey, you look good today. Um, I'm a mess because I just came here from work, but it's fine. I have 2 hours of sleep and I'm rambling. I am going to bring in everybody else so that we can get this started. Because I don't know how long my energy is going to hold out. But I'm hoping to keep this energy going for you. So, let's say hi to everybody else and bring them in, which really just means unmuting myself so they can hear us.
So it's 6%, and I had to keep on turning it off and on again just to check my route.
Hell yeah, 6%. I don't know what's going on.
I'm saying that it was incredibly awkward to be on the bus without your phone.
Ah, okay. Well, I mean, 100 years ago, people did it all the time. That's not relevant.
And newspapers.
Yeah, that's true. And magazines and books. Have you tried reading a book? I'm kidding. Ignore me. I'm being just incredibly facetious.
I will slap you with a book I keep in my backpack.
Thank you. Have you tried anything but your phone? Get your nose out of your... No, I it's glued to my hip. I can't even pretend like I don't fiddle with my phone all the time. Hi everyone. It's been so long. How are we doing?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. I'm running on 2 hours of sleep, but I did my vocal warm-ups for French Rindis by being on GTA before coming here. I had things to do. It wasn't because it's an addiction. I had actual things to do. But I scooted as soon as I saw that we were actually playing this. So that's never going to interfere with this because I like this. Hi. Captain is in a closet, and not the closet you're thinking of.
He gets this one to himself.
Yeah, this one's all his, and he doesn't have to come out if he doesn't want to. Sorry?
Do I need to elaborate on this?
No.
No.
I want zero context provided for what I just said.
Yep. Well, yeah.
It's fine.
Just say nothing about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You're secure in your sexuality, and you don't have to explain yourself to anyone. That just makes it worse, I bet.
Yep, it just makes it more confusing when I try.
Wonderful. That's what I'm hoping. I'm not.
I'm just gonna leave the title that was thrust upon me out there for the chat to be confused about. I am the gayest straight man you've ever met.
The gayest straight man in town, boy. Howdy.
And now they have to figure out what each one of those parts mean. Because they all have multiple meanings. They all have different meanings in relation to each other. And it's going to be very confusing. And they're going to sit there, and some of them might get it right, but we're not going to tell them which ones.
All I can say is good luck, bitches.
Good luck, bitches. You've got this. Well, hi. Before we get into the nitty gritty of the nitty, do the gritty. I am Rindis. I am going to be playing Rindis in this game as well. For those of you that may have come over from the Paradise RP server, yes, this is in fact the same Rindis, but in space. I hope you enjoy. Otherwise,
Spindis, if you will.
Spindis, yeah. Although, I haven't really explored that Rindis's quirky side yet. She's just kind of a drug pusher, but she is still very much obsessed with cryptids and finding strange creatures. When a Bigfoot showed up to dance at their strip club, she was immediately on board to getting it on the pole. So I'm not going to elaborate on that any further either. Which pole? You decide.
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes. But yeah, I am going to be playing Rindus Larucio, the xenobiologist and de facto ambassador, because I apparently put too many points in social skills. So she is the social one, which weirdly does kind of fit. It's fine. I don't mind it at all. Popcorn Doogler.
Hey everybody, I am Doogler93 on Twitter and Twitch and Blue Sky. Yeah, I am playing Bayer Thule, the Thren pilot. And I'm bad at communicating. In-game and out-of-game.
Yeah, communication.
John appears to be muted.
Oh.
So,
yeah,
you good?
I'm really water. Hello, I'm John, also known as Captain Carrion. You will find me here today in a closet.
A closet of his own choosing.
Yes, a closet. My preferred closet, as a matter of fact. I am also operating off of my phone because I made poor decisions. And forgot about things. I was like, wait a minute, shit, today's Wednesday. And so yes, I will be playing Douglas Dog Crowley, our resident, absolutely terrifying man with a gun who has, he is not a diplomat. He is the reason for diplomats.
I mean, here's the thing, though, and this is a legitimate chime in for a change. He does believe in diplomacy. However, it's gunboat diplomacy. Yeah, because you drive a hard argument when you lay down some covering fire. I see your point. Well conceded, sir.
I see your point. You should be left alone. There is nobody. What is it? We need to make sure that one always survives to tell the tale.
Yep, exactly. That wasn't a warning shot for him, it was for his friends. That's what my Gloomstalker Ranger always says. Is her first attack is always called the warning shot as she criticals whatever is in front of her.
Yeah. Dog, I don't think he's fired a single warning shot in this campaign.
No, Dog doesn't need to fire warning shots. He only fires finishing shots.
Basically, yeah.
I don't think he has missed a single shot in this game either.
No, I don't. Thinking back, no, I don't think you have.
I mean, to be fair, when you put as many points into making things die from as far away as possible as he has, they tend to.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, Shay, it's your turn. Hi.
Hi, hello everybody. I am Shay, or Shay the Fae, here on Twitch and Partywake Games, and today I'm the storyteller, the Dreamweaver, if you will. I will be running this campaign, this homebrew campaign of Records in Miqto, through ChangedStars, and someday I hope to make it a full-blown campaign. That's a lot of work. And there's a lot going on this month. Like, a lot. Like, a lot. But, on that note, I am curious, what does everybody remember happening last time?
We killed stuff.
We're trying to arrange for an orbital bombardment of a valley with a giant Gravemind-esque fungus. I think it's technically a lichen.
Pretty sure Gravemind counts as a lichen. He was kind of mushroomy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because he's definitely fungal, but I think there's also some photosynthesis there. And
we navigated around Shay's cleverly constructed boss fight by choosing to get the fuck out of there.
Sorry, Shay.
Sorry.
It happens. But you know what the great thing about that is? A good DM just knows that it's like, all right, I'm not using this map today. And then it's shelved away for later.
Yep.
The challenge is increased exponentially because now it knows what we're capable of.
I mean, ideally, the next time that we fight this thing, it will be from orbit, and the entire area in which it exists will no longer exist.
Yeah. Also, yes, Shay, I'm trying to adjust my mic, but I am picking you up a little bit on my end.
Through yours?
Yes.
You didn't. It didn't that time.
I spoke softer that time.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was because of adjusting. So, am I being able to hear clearly enough, at least?
I can hear you clearly.
Yeah, it comes through clear to me.
Okay, I'll tweak as needed. I'm just gonna watch the volume when she's talking, or watch the audio feed. I am also going to put us onto the scene instead of our starting soon because we have started as of like 12 minutes ago. So,
And
hey, we can say fuck now. All right.
Yay, fuck.
Oh my! You
you messed with my family, and now I'm going to fuck you.
Such a great delivery too.
Oh God! What's that from again?
The Has-Been Hotel.
There we go.
You know, Lucifer confronting Adam, and he's like, "I am going to fuck you," and Charlie's like, "It's fuck him up, Dad." And he's like, "What did I
What
say?"
did I say?
I'm not up to date on it.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
sorry, that's a spoiler, then, but it's pretty great.
Look, I already had a lot spoiled, but that one's particularly.
Lucifer in Has-Been Hotel is incredibly delightful. One of his best lines is just, "Take that, depression. My daughter wants to see me."
God, I've said very similar things. Just replace daughter with insert person here.
Right? It's like, ha, I have value that other people place on me. Take that, depression.
Take that, depression. My friend's cat wants to see me.
I immediately thought of Linus when he said that, Shay. It's like, this fucking cat loves me, so I should exist.
I mean, Linus is a great cat.
This is a great cat. Okay, let's get started.
Yeah. So I feel like the scene's gonna open with the camera kind of like falling through the canopy and dropping down into the darker areas where you all are. One of the Miqto warriors that you had been traveling with comes climbing down from a tree and says to Tasra, the current eldest daughter of the queen, there's no sign of any of them. And she gives a nod and turns to the rest of you. Now, remind me again, did you actually set up a way to communicate over long distances with their ruler, or did you just kind of talk about it?
I think we talked about it, and I think the plan was to do that, but I don't know if we actually role-played out the sequence of doing that. Dog would have been all for giving them a radio.
Yeah, I think just the novelty of seeing them freak out at hearing the voice coming from Mystery Box would be worth giving it to them alone.
Okay. But Tasra kind of looks to the rest of you and says, I do not think this will go over well, as long as that thing still exists.
The goal is to make it stop existing.
That is the plan. We never intended to leave it running wild. We are just regrouping to make a more cohesive plan for dealing with it. It would be foolish to try and fight it in our current state.
And what do we need to fight it?
That is what we are hoping to arrange. Something strong enough to strike it from a distance.
Well-
I need to bloody it.
Well, we-
I mean, there is a way we could still do that. Does it have to be alive when you bloody it?
I need to be involved in its death. I can't return without.
Doug, what is the likelihood of us? You see Brenda's kind of like lean back, and you can see the math equations going in her head. Hear me out. We get a bungee cord, and she is allowed to have her spear or whatever stabbing implement. We fly low in a strafing run, and she gets one chance to swipe at it.
Better plan. We stick a machine gun out the back hatch so that we are able to fly low on a strafing run and shoot it with that.
Would that count as bloodying it for her? I wanted to give her the opportunity of being able to strike it without being consumed by it.
Well, then
She's
she'd
on
be
to-
able to mount the machine gun and shoot it that way.
Oh my goodness,
It's
if you-
big enough, you just have to saturate the area with lead. Or in this
Well-
case, probably tungsten.
I am willing if you're willing to fly us in.
We could just let her push the button to glass the area.
I suppose that is true as well. Hopefully, it would not cause her to go mad with power, such indiscriminate destruction.
We never said anything about inputting coordinates.
That's fair.
It also would. It also would give.
Okay.
I think that it would give an important and valuable lesson that they absolutely do not want to be involved in our wars.
Fair. Okay. So, just so that we round all of the bases and it does not come back to be a technicality, do you have to bring proof of the accomplishment? The weapons we are going to bring to bear against this thing likely will leave no trace of it.
I think the crater would count as proof.
Yes, but I'm more of if the society wants her to bring back a trophy.
A trophy would be ideal.
I have the sample still. It technically still came from the same creature. We could just bring that as your trophy after we have killed it.
That was from one of its spawn, though.
Okay.
Would
How do we feel about giving her a shit ton of grenades?
I feel like I feel like that might cause more trouble for her, seeing as how she's not been trained with those yet,
Fair. Okay.
and we don't really have the time to let this thing, keep growing.
Especially now that it
Question:
has...
If you were to, let me put a question. If you were to say burn it, would bringing back its act?
The other option is for my company to bear witness to it.
Oh, well, yes, we can park
Oh,
you
that'll
at a
be
safe.
good.
We can park you at a safe distance as it is destroyed. We are operating under your command. grant, after all. We can touch.
And she looks back.
Technically, this is a joint operation with 2 separate command structures.
She
I'm
looks
trying
back
to find a compromise that will satisfy her.
Yeah,
Well, we
does-
let her press the button, and she'll be able to see it on the vid screens, as will her company be able to see the fact that the thing is going to turn into a crater.
That's fair.
It will also give them an idea. And he turns to the neighbors. It's like, are you all familiar with meteorites, falling rocks, shooting stars?
One of their sails turn blue, the other 2 turn red, including Tashra. Which
Blue is
translates to yes. The blue one is like, I'm not sure.
Okay. So, essentially, the weapon that we are intending to use to kill it is something much like that, but made of a metal that is strong enough and sturdy enough to make it to the surface fully intact. And the resulting craters from those impacts, well, we're going to drop one right on top of it.
You are going to launch a star at it.
More or less, yes.
Yeah. It will be similar to the after effects will be not dissimilar from what you would expect from a volcanic eruption. Small one, but still. It will be molten slag and glass. Such intense heat that there will be nothing left of it. It will be spontaneously combusted.
And you people have this kind of power at your disposal.
We have weapons like that are used as a matter of course in our naval battles.
All right. Show me.
Well, we need to get the clearance to actually use it first. Which is basically going to take your mother's authorization for us to blow up a piece of what is nominally her terrain. Given the nature of the threat, I'd say she would probably be willing to grant that. Especially given that you will be overseeing the deployment of the weapon.
I think I understood most of those words.
We need permission to be able to fire upon it. Your mother is the one who can authorize that.
It is, after all, your people's sovereign territory. And we are not... Our people are not... our own laws forbid us from bombarding anyone's sovereign territory without permission or a state of war between us and them. And even then, if we were somehow at war, it requires strict permissions and assurances that no civilians will be caught in the bombardment.
At least none that are not already infected. That's point it is just a mercy.
At that
any
point,
that are already taken by this thing, it is best just to kill them.
Yes, that's why I said a mercy.
at that point, anything that's taken by this, I think, could be classified as an enemy combatant.
True enough.
So we'll have to get the negotiations and the clearances.
I am not looking forward to facing my mother without having already killed this thing, but alright.
Well, you will have to preface it in such a way that it is, I am about to kill it, but I need to know that it is okay to do this that will destroy it.
Because, I'll be honest, the method your people have discussed as having happened historically, it obviously didn't stick.
Although
In fact,
we could take the old Earth approach of asking easier to ask forgiveness than permission.
I
well,
don't think that worked this case.
we'd have to ask that would require our own captain break enough laws to get her set up for the rest of her life. I don't think that she'll do that.
Fine. Okay.
The other option would be to ask the pirates, and they will. But then we wouldn't have the same level of control over the operation.
That's true.
And there would be a cost on it, too.
Mhm.
Yeah, a cost that I'm not sure we have anything to pay with,
No.
unless they decide they recognize the level of this threat too and are willing to do it on pro bono, which I might doubt that.
I was gonna say, since when do pirates do anything pro bono?
When it interests their own, when it serves their own interests.
Fair enough. Well, I am. Those are my suggestions.
Well, all right, got the radio.
It is a long trek back.
We need to get to the shuttle because I don't want to
radio.
be anywhere near this thing.
I can radio the shuttle to come pick us up.
That might be best. We should get moving.
Get to clear ground. Bring in our air support. Make sure you do some kind of halo maneuver to burn off anything that might have gotten on the hull.
Ooh, that's fun.
So who's
Question.
doing what? Answer.
I'm here to be a diplomat.
Do we have names for our like our ground groups, like what our group is called?
What do you want your name to be?
Team Awesome.
What's our mission called?
Do we give it a mission name?
What do you want your mission to be called?
Ah, fuck.
Good job. Now it's on you.
So main purpose was to come here to explore the sector of space because it's been unexplored for a while.
Usually missions are given like a series of letters and numbers based on, you know, what method of discovery was used to locate the area, i.e. what telescope was used, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then are later given the unofficial names that are just easier to remember.
It's been referred to the group as Away Team 1.
My brain's kind of stuck on Galileo. I don't know why.
Operation Galileo Swinging.
Galilawsome.
Galilawsome. There we go. Perfect compromise.
Okay, Pirate's gonna radio for the shuttle.
Numeric designation. Away team A21. I repeat, this is away team A21.
This is Galileo from 1 to... Yeah, I'm just going to the shuttle we used, Starlight 1, requesting pickup at this location. Do you come in?
Copy that. Coordinates received. Location is not even terrain.
Oh, we can...
We move to a clearing.
Yeah, we'll go to a clearing at latitude, longitude. We'll be there shortly. We are going to need decontamination protocols inactive when we do get there, though.
Copy that. Inbound.
See you shortly.
All right.
Also out.
For sake of brevity, you go to some clearing that's open enough from the canopy that they're able to drop down ropes and harnesses to be able to hoist you up one at a time, because they cannot land in an area like this. You are all able to enter a quarantined room where you are able to decontaminate the 3 Miqtions you have with you. After hoisting them up, they are sort of freaking out. You see, as soon as decontamination protocols set in, they are panicking and throwing stuff at the walls.
Oh.
It's okay. It's okay. This is just to make sure that we're clean and don't have any of the souls.
What is this poison?
It's not poison. It's just a cleaner. It's like
Oh,
I don't know if you have soap.
You didn't warn them about it before activating it? That is actually is incredibly hilarious.
You see they've all taken to like covering their mouths because they don't know what this stuff that is being sprayed at them is, and it probably smells fairly strong.
Abridged version, it's soap.
Cleanser.
Why would you
Detergent.
turn soap into air?
Because it gets places that other things can't.
It is there to keep the infection away.
Yep. Dog is he's there. He's at this point he's just completely nonplussed, unworried, about as concerned as nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Stings a bit if you've got some cuts, but
A couple of them cough.
Like bad cough, or this tastes gross and it's gotta make me cough.
This tastes gross.
Okay.
yep. Soap does taste gross.
Do not eat the soap. I do not use boiled fats anymore.
How do you make soap without boiled fat?
Synthetically.
I'm not qualified to explain it's organic chemistry.
Rindis goes into a very long diatribe of how to make synthetic soaps.
Fun fact, I've actually made synthetic soap.
Nice.
Dog may have done it once back in high school chemistry.
Fire definitely has not.
We still use what is essentially a fat, but it's like a synthetic fat, like made instead of harvested, right?
How do you
Which
make
probably just
that?
confused them even more.
Yeah.
Fire's just nodding like, yep, don't understand it, but I'm just going to agree with it.
But you all are all aboard the shuttle, and you hear over the comms, where are we returning to?
What was the capital city's name?
Let's see. It was. My notes and my notes and. Here it is. It was the the city of Hamir.
Okay. Going there.
Did we not leave them a radio?
We did leave them a radio, didn't we? We should get on that.
Yeah, because once we get permission, we can go back up to the...
Yeah, we don't have to actually, fly there. We can just radio them.
Oh my goodness. And we have fancy enough radios, we might even have been able to leave them a video phone.
Oh my god, they're going to lose their shit when they see we have shrunken down into a tiny screen.
Wait, I thought we just edited
no,
a radio with LEDs.
Yeah,
that might have also been the case. I can't remember which it was, because his radio doesn't have anything fancy. His is intended to be a ruggedized field model that's able to fit on his person without being unnecessarily heavy.
Retroactively, can I have helped engineer a radio that would have the LEDs to communicate with them more effectively?
I'm going to say probably yes, because you did help with establishing the communicators.
Yeah, because we did talk about the LED stuff last time. So, okay, because I want to roll something, so there we go. Systems.
Yes.
Okay, and I would like to argue for. I'm going to argue for red tape as well, which gives a +2 modifier on systems tests to navigate, manipulate, and circumvent bureaucratic systems, public or private. If there's paperwork, I don't have to requisition any of this bullshit. I'm just going to make it for them because I can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't ask permission to give them this technology. I just did it because it benefits us in the moment. Fuck the Prime Directive. That's what Kirk would want.
Okay. Roll me a d6.
I yell loudly into the microphone. 4.
Okay. So, you have had this set up, and provided this to them. They don't have the know-how on how this works, and the moment you call them and access it, you see the video feed come up before it turns, and there is a voice addressing both you and Ralta, the queen. And it's you hear incoming message. You are currently live, Your Majesty. And as the camera turns, you hear some chatter in the background before the eyes fall on the screen, and immediately a couple of the warrior spears drop, and they stare. And she says, "What is this sorcery? Why are you inside it?"
Science.
And you see one of them kind of like walk up and poke the screen.
Ow! Oh God, that hurt. No, I'm just kidding. It's a screen. We don't feel anything.
It's like a shadow play, just over a really long distance, okay?
How is this possible?
Science.
Radio waves.
Science radio waves.
One of them keeps poking the screen with their spear as if to try and figure out.
Ow! I said that hurt.
And you hear the voice of the synthetic that is there to operate it say, I would ask that you refrain from damaging this.
It's rather fragile.
There's as that voice speaks up, there's a moment where another one of the Miqtions are on your side is about to prod at the screen too. But they stop. And she says, I take it if you are contacting me, then the task is done?
The task is beyond the capabilities we have on the ground. We are required to request your permission to undertake the necessary steps to ensure the full eradication of the organism. Dog is doing his best to sound diplomatic. We are seeing the full extent of his vocabulary.
My daughter, where is she? She kind of steps forward, staring at the screen, and you see a moment where she bows and she lowers herself and her sails retract, and she says, Mother, I right here. And she says, you have not bloodied your sails on the demon. And she says, no, Mother. And she says, I am your queen, and you know what it means to return unsuccessful.
Ringus is gonna like lean in and just be like, well, that is why we are calling you and have not returned. As Doghead said, we are requesting permission to strike at the beast. We just need you to understand what that means before we do it.
Tasha speaks up again quickly too and says, they have offered to allow me to wield one of their weapons to destroy this thing. Completely.
It is a very special circumstance, and the honor will go to your daughter to be able to do so, to bloody her sails. Look at me being all diplomatic and shit.
And why am I being contacted for permission to use this weapon?
The damage it will cause to the land will be quite significant. It is your territory, so we need your permission.
Go ahead and give me a communicate.
I'm good at that.
Thank God.
Somebody has to be. Alright, and I am trying to be charming. Dice, don't fail me now. Why'd the music stop? Why'd the music stop?
Oh dear.
It says it's still playing. Why is it so quiet? There we go. Okay. What is that? 2 successes and a yelp.
2 successes and a yelp. I like that we just call these yelps.
It's a 6.
It's a 6. So you see her become thoughtful for a moment, and she says, "What kind of weapon will do that kind of damage to my land?"
The power of the gods. We'll effectively be dropping a moon on it.
Not quite the full-size moon, but
You know, I'm sure that your people have record of when a falling star has hit.
You see her kind of like lean back, very thoughtful for a minute. And why is it that you require this weapon to destroy this demon?
Because
what
it's
is-
massive and spread through the entire land that it's sitting on.
And she glances to her daughter and says, "What have you seen?" And Tasha says, "The thing is fully matured. It has already sent out second spawn throughout the waters. And it..." She kind of hesitates for a moment. It has... and her... Quick question. Were you planning on hiding the fact that it had currently human intelligence?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No reason.
Like, what was anyone else planning on hiding it?
No.
nope.
Okay. It has access to another one of the Star Children's tribes, the one that we are told is aggressive. And that kind of piques her interest, and she says, "Why are they on my territory already?" And she asks this towards you all.
Let's see. Well, what do you bet they're from the thing that we shot down?
It's quite likely.
Yes, while we were in the air, we were attacked by, we believe, at least one of the Star Childs that were taken. We thought we had killed them all, but they survived.
Some of our people had captured any of the survivors. Apparently, we must have missed one of the escape pods.
So what you are telling me is that your enemies, the ones who want to destroy you and will destroy us if they see fit to do so, has fallen onto my territory, and the demon now possesses their knowledge.
Yes, that's one of the many reasons we wish to see it thoroughly eradicated. It is our belief that this thing poses a threat to all intelligent peoples everywhere.
And you are going to give us your weapons to do this.
We are going to allow
We are
you
going-
to use it.
We are going to give you the use of our weapons to annihilate this being, so that it may pose a threat to nobody ever again.
And after it is annihilated, you will take back your weapons.
Well, to be fair, they're attached to our ship. We can't exactly give them to you. We're giving access. And, when you see what these do, I don't think you'll want them.
That remains to be seen, but from my understanding, accident or no, the reason this demon is currently so intelligent is because of your war.
Unfortunately.
It is generally prudent when you wish to continue to be allies to provide some level of recompense.
I can't
Anybody
wait
want to
for
give
this
me an
one.
insight?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Please get-
Dog cannot wait for the diplomatic corps to arrive on our own fleet.
Yay, 3.
I'm screaming all the time. That's a 1. I am screaming.
Everybody who is not Rin, add another edge.
Welcome.
Oh dear.
Oh boy. He's actually up to the point where push them.
I have so many of them.
Yeah, roll me 1-2, Captain.
Oh dear. That'll be 1d6 roll.
Okay. So I am going to say for this, you all studying her get the sense that she is trying to bargain for at least some level of your technology. She's seen enough of it, including flying ships, a screen that allows you to communicate over long distances, and has a good number of them have already seen what some of your weapons can do. But they are interested in using a potential alliance with you to improve their own society.
Let's be honest, our people are happy to give them medicine and agricultural techniques all day long. Oh yeah, congratulations, your people suddenly have modern medicine. But, what just happened?
What just happened?
My phone's doing odd shit.
Oh.
There we go. There we go. Okay, I've got back control over what it's doing now.
Okie dokie.
But yeah, so there's probably a list of things we are absolutely allowed to give them. which probably includes some of the things we've already been giving them, such as medical aid. And given that their people are already having food issues, I think that they would not turn down large-scale food aid, which is something that, thanks to sophisticated hydroponic systems, agricultural practices capable of feeding entire worlds off of relatively small amounts of arable land, yada yada yada. These are things John knows, though. This is not Dog's area of expertise. I'm mostly giving other people who know more than me ideas in case of things.
Because Ren had to step away for something. I will say, she just kind of like lets that thought kind of linger for a little bit before saying, grant my daughter this weapon. I will expect her to report when she is finished, and I hope that we can continue to provide each other a amenable alliance.
I do hope that we'll be able to do so as well. You see more about what we can provide.
Okay. Dog looks up. The record button was on, right? We have authorization from the... When the diplomatic corps gets here, they're gonna be pissed. But we have authorization.
Oh yeah. Yes, you have her permission.
Okay. Thank you, Your Majesty. But now it's time that we communicate with the captain, and hopefully someone will be able to cut through the red tape as fast as possible, prevent this thing from spreading any further, and then it is hopeful that Dr. Rindis will be able to, once this threat is relatively contained, develop a targeted something or other to make sure if it ever props up again, it can just be dusted with something and that will poison it and it will die.
Unless it is completely wiped off the face of this world, it is likely to propagate again at some point. It will take centuries for it to do so, but we will hunt its spawn in the meantime.
Good, and we will, frankly, given the level of threat this thing poses, we will assist you in that. Because it poses a threat to everyone, everywhere, as long as it exists.
Make sure that you destroy any of its spawn that have claimed other star children.
We will be looking for any that might possibly have done so, and seek to annihilate them as well.
I shouldn't have to mention it, but put aside any thought that they might be saved.
I'll be honest, I did the moment I saw the first body.
She gives her equivalent of a nod. And we'll go ahead and take a quick, short little break here.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Mics are hot. They will be back in 5 to 10 minutes. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Sounds good. So, is the sheet working okay for you on your phone?
Yes, what on the phone?
Like, is the Roll20 character sheet working alright for you on your phone?
The sheet seems to be working, and it's thanks to you I'm actually able to see what I rolled.
Nice.
The only thing that works on the phone is the character sheet, but
Yeah. Apparently works really well for D&D, just haven't put any of the
only that.
effort into this.
Yeah. Roll20 is really built around the D20, which is, that's why it's so good for D&D and why it's so bad for everything else.
Yep.
But it's relatively easy to code for, so a lot of people do it. Code for it first and figure the rest of the shit out later. I'm yeah. My God, I'm actually over semi crashed at my friend Anakin's house right now. I will be able to get back to Warrenburg at my computer later today. But say hi, Anakin.
Hello.
He's awake now. What are the pronouns today?
I'm still sticking with they, them for now.
Okay, they're awake now.
Hello, Anakin.
Anakin's busy figuring out figuring out their pronouns.
I can be a bitch sometimes.
Yeah, basically everyone I know who's ever had to go through the process, who wasn't just like straight, the other binary end, it was difficult, and everyone who had to go through a lot of stress while in the process, which definitely they have. Yeah. Don't envy that one bit.
Yeah. They then seems to be a good placeholder till they just figure out what works best. Even at that point, it doesn't always work properly.
Yep. We have just gotten authorization. Talking to Anakin. We've just gotten authorization from the Royals to basically nuke the grave mine.
Excellent.
Yep. We are going to leave a very large hole in the ground.
Standard practice, I see.
Uh-huh. Because, if you manage to completely incinerate the atmosphere that the thing is in addition to blowing up whatever it's on, it doesn't get to spread any further.
Turns out fire is once again the solution to so many problems.
Yeah, it's just in this case we're using a tungsten rod shot from space to do the job.
I mean, it'll work.
The end result, I think technically the end result is plasma. It's that hot.
I will still call it fire.
Close enough for government work. Literally. Hey, Anakin. In the galaxy, which do you think is more common? Plasma or fire?
Which galaxy?
Pretty much any of them.
Plasma.
Plasma.
Yeah. Apparently fire is extremely rare, because you need to have an oxygenated atmosphere that is not so hot that things have already all burned, and not so cold that fires just basically don't get a chance to start. So it really fire is really only a thing where there's life.
And also all the stars are plasma.
Mm-hmm.
They're bigger than most other things.
Mm-hmm. Ironically, even not counting the stars, just counting electrical discharge, still more plasma. I love weird physics facts.
Also, isn't fire plasma?
Nope. It's not. It's just hot gas. It's actually not even just hot gas. It's a mixture of hot gas, hot vapor. You've got usually all the states of matter in it, depending upon what's burning. And a lot of the reason for the... Sorry, my head is having a moment. Yeah, most fire is not plasma. Plasma inherently, basically, you can't actually be oxidizing plasma. Fire is light being given off because of the sheer amount of energy being released in a chemical reaction of oxidation. Of course, oxidate. This is the chemical term of oxidation, not the term of applying oxygen to something. So you can have a really fun kind of fire called a fluorine fire, which will burn shit that's already burned.
It ashes the
fluorine
ash.
Fluorine likes to react with everything.
Huh.
I'll send you a video about it when we're done.
Please do.
My one of my favorite videos SciShow ever produced, which is saying something because I love pretty much everything they've ever done. There you are. You're nice and easy to find. It also has my favorite chemical of all time, which is thioacetone.
Okie dokie.
Hi, Ren.
Hello. I stepped away to get coffee, and then I guess I was taking too long, and we went on break.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my bad. It was either that or I fall asleep, so take your pick.
To be fair, the rest of us will need to do stuff too.
That's
Like-
that's good. That's good. At least I don't have to feel guilty about eating coffee. Oh, by your leave, Dreamweaver. Or sorry, hopefully everybody's ready.
I am.
I am ready.
I'm in the closet.
So we return with the decision to not return and just nuke it from orbit. You are given permission with the expectation that this mess is cleaned up, and her daughter is the one to wield the weapon you are going to give her. And with the hope that she is able to acquire some level of technology through whatever alliance this is. That being said, will return. I'll say as the camera pans in, what are you all doing now?
Giving her the
Well-
universal sign of well wishes through the video camera.
I think at this point, what we might have to do is go up to the ship with daughter and her retinue in tow.
Just really ask nicely to let this happen.
Mhm.
Let's explain why we should do this. Because
Shit's bad.
yeah, if that gets onto a shuttle, it's gonna spread.
Or if that thing eventually spends enough time that it spreads and builds a shuttle.
Because it has at least one space racist. There could have been more that survived.
It has at least one space racist, probably two or more.
God, I hate
Mhm.
space races.
Space Nazis are the worst.
Yeah, it's true. But they usually go hand in hand. And the
I mean,
space
these are
MAGA
specifically,
rallies.
these space racists are specifically space Nazi racist. And as we all know, Nazis ruin everything.
Really do.
We do. Remember the time when we could just punch Nazis and call it a day?
Or you hit them with a head with a can of iced tea.
Yeah. In the world of ChangedStars, you still can punch Nazis. Space Nazis.
The intent is to punch them with railguns sooner or later.
Spinazis,
Preferably
if you
from
will.
an entire fleet. Who hopefully get here soon.
Before the space Nazis get here.
I hope our fleet is able to get here before the space Nazis achieve whatever they're trying to achieve.
So what now? What are we doing? Where's this weapon of yours?
Oh, you're going to find out. I hope you're ready.
Dog just points up.
Time to go meet our captain.
And so your shuttle exits the atmosphere. It looks like the Miqtions are not used to this. They are buckled up and really maybe getting a little motion sick. This is new to them. But once they are above their own world, you see them all kind of like staring speechlessly.
Breathtaking, right?
It's Miqto and his guardians. It's beautiful. Although, I did not expect it to be so large compared to its guardians.
Well, everything's in perspective. As you get further from Miqto, it's going to be smaller. As you get close to the Guardians, it'll be bigger.
It's true.
And you come to dock at the Kimitari going through a second decontamination process. The doors open and you are able to board the vessel once again. You see that the captain is not far, having already gotten word of your arrival. She's looking over a lot of things, trying to coordinate everything that's going on. But she's got a data pad up and glances upward towards you. The entourage of Chuck the Synth and all the other Chucks currently... Huh?
It's a good old flying Chuck.
Good old flying Chuck. They disperse, a number of them taking the damaged one to go get repairs. And you are left before you are left to your own devices as the captain turns towards you. I take it this is Princess of... And she looks at her data pad at the notes. Princess of the Tamir. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct.
That's his, her.
And if I am to understand correctly, we are targeting an excision strike on her planet.
Yes, Captain.
We're talking about the kind of threat that, if it gets off planet, is a threat to all sentient life everywhere forever.
Oh, it's not like that has never happened before.
It seems to be a regular Tuesday occurrence.
Well,
Yeah, at least this one hasn't figured out space travel. Yet.
if I don't think it necessarily needs to know what it's doing. Just look at I gotta look up all these things again because I cannot remember them all.
It's like it's been a while.
Mm-hmm. Also, it doesn't hurt that we're actually doing things that aren't the lore of the planet or are the characters. All of a sudden, things get complicated. Oh no.
Well, I mean, just look at the Newsquay Hydra.
Oh, yeah.
Or the Mirai Rat Moth. Sorry, marauding rat moth.
John has forgotten what these things are. Dog probably knows.
Douglas never know what these are. Buyer probably knows either too.
Point being, other things from other worlds have gotten off of other planets.
Yeah, that's hopefully we'll be able to stop that from happening here.
Yeah. This is something that absolutely has to not make it off this planet, or for that matter, continue existing on this planet, or really just exist at all.
And she glances to Dr. LaRusso, and you agree that the destruction of this thing is paramount to studying it?
Well, I would be able to study quite a bit from this precision strike. I would have a comprehensive report for you ready after. The report is just gonna say, shit got annihilated.
Alright. This is not going to particularly look good on our record, but hopefully it won't look bad. We'll sign off on it, but make sure that you get everything correct. We do not need to.
You do not have to have any loose ends that we will need to explain away.
Yes.
Understood.
And you see her.
I'll
tap a
double
few
check
things.
all fire solutions.
You see her tap a few things on the data pad, and that's done. And it says, "All right, we'll be moving into position." She looks to Fire, says, "Go ahead and move the vessel into position. Doug, Doug, Mr. Crowley, get the coordinates input. Brindis, if you will accompany Miss Tasra here to be able to view it." And she says, or Tasra speaks up and says, "This weapon, am I going to wield it now?"
Need to put in the coordinates first, right? Or are we all set?
I'm sorry, did she just ask to fire the weapon?
We told her she could push the button.
Give me a communicate.
Yeah, Rindis is gonna give the look to the captain like, we told her she could push the button. And then it's going to be very much we didn't say which button, but it's going to look like she pushed a button that did the thing. Wink and nudge.
Ooh,
she doesn't know which button does it, but we have a very well-trained crew that knows how to actually fire this thing, and hopefully have enough tech to not make it obvious when they fire it instead of her. Oh, look at that, 5 fucking successes.
All right, I don't think her insight's gonna get through on this, but let's see, just in case.
The dog was just putting in the firing solution so that she could throw the switch and fire the railgun.
Okay, and the captain's like... The captain gets what you're saying and just goes, "Ah, right.
The button.
Yes, please accompany her to do just that."
Fire's gonna get to the bridge to get in position.
All right. I will need some rolls from both Dog and Fire. Fire, I need you to give me a operation and or a system, it's your choice.
I'm just here to be Princess Arm Candy.
Yep. And
Operation works.
Ballistics, right?
Yes, and ballistics.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Rolling.
Roll me 2d6.
Oh. Zooming in. Alright, we're waiting on my... Oh dear. Oh, we're waiting on my results. Okay. I think we are on target.
Stay on target.
So 4 successes, 2 shouts.
Hold on, let me get it. It's hard to roll dice on the phone. The D6. Roll. That's a 6. Okay. Hello, have I dropped off?
Nope, you're still
No,
here.
no. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty.
All right. So, Byre, you get into position, and Dog, you set up the coordinates and are prepared to fire. This does take a little bit of time to get set up, but you go over the calculations, everything is there. All that's left is either to let her push the button or to deceive her into thinking she pushes the button.
I mean, Dog probably just assumed they were going to let her literally throw the switch to fire.
Well, whatever you decide, this is gonna be Rindus's. Rindus, are you gonna?
I will lie the crap out of this.
All right, you are going to need at least 3 successes based on those shouts.
There you go.
Just enough.
You asked, I deliver.
Yep. So you do this. They're all watching the screen, and there is a small flicker of light, and a loud sound or a loud crack as the weapons are fired on this location. Tashra seems none the wiser, neither does her entourage. Is there a view screen to be able to see what happens?
Almost certainly.
Oh, definitely.
Okay. So we get a shot as the camera kind of comes down. There's the brief flash of light as part of the surface is lit up, and there's about a kilometer or so just cratered into this forest. There is, I feel like for the viewer's sake, the camera kind of cuts down. We see this large structure, this Sanchi, this soul thief, clinging by various tendrils to trees around it as it blossoms upward from its base where it is rooted into the swampy ground. There are creatures kind of crawling all around it that have been infected. As the camera zooms in, we get an internal shot of this thing. There's a large pulsating core on the inside of it, with one of the humans kind of dangling by various vines and stuff. The skull cracked open and brain exposed, with various tendrils kind of along the brain that it's using to actually think. There's just a split second of everything lighting up, and we get the shot of the entire thing just being incinerated, and then the camera cuts to another part. It looks like there's someone just kind of standing in a very clean looking pool of water. And as the camera zooms in, we see that they are currently only partially dressed with small root-like tendrils kind of branching out of their spine from where they're standing, and there's just the sudden thump of an explosion nearby, and a moment passes where they look around confused before they start to panic and fall and twitch. A moment later, they are not spouting anything coherent, but trying to claw their way out of this pool of water, this infected person, somewhere to another location. But something obviously affected it. And it felt it. And might die. But maybe not.
Well, time to get Dr. Rintus on that targeted fungicide.
Yeah, I guess I could go work on that.
Mm-hmm.
Ashra is kind of like staring at the monitor and is like, I did that.
You sure
Yeah.
did, and I want you to really think long and hard on the severity of that action, the implications of what that button could mean for your people if your mother insists on having it. You saw the amount of destruction it brought. Think about what would happen if it was wielded against innocents or your people by those who mean harm.
It could be wielded against the people who mean harm to my people.
Sometimes that is your own people. So having that power comes with responsibility and understanding the nature of its destruction, not just how easy it is to push the button.
My mother is wise. She has always put her people first.
Which is why you, as the future queen, is the one who got to experience this.
I would put it to good use.
That's what worries.
I have work to do, so I am going to go take care of that. Unless the bloodlust excites the princess any further.
It only needs to be used once. Once they know, then nobody will do harm to us.
My people's entire history would argue that that is not the case.
Dog says, we thought that was how it would work. We created a weapon in our history not too far from where you people are. Once, only a few centuries in all truth. And it was used twice in the first year of its existence. Weapons that destructive. It's been centuries since then. Centuries since a weapon so terrifying that it could annihilate all life in a place we created.
And you are saying this did not end the war between your enemy tribe?
No, in fact, it only
What?
escalated it.
It ended one war, and 1,000 others came to be. And now, we're trapped in an eternal sort of war against an enemy that keeps cropping up again and again and again. The reason we have so many restrictions on the use of these things, the reason that we only use these weapons on such demons as that, is because we understand their consequences. We have seen them over and over again. My people have used them, had them used on them. We have been on both sending and receiving. We have watched worlds annihilated in fire of bombardment. And yet, we still have need for such weapons. Your people would be better off if they never had to see one of these again. If never again did your people ever see this kind of destruction on any world.
My people already kill each other.
Not to the degree that this weapon could yield.
And this is one of the smaller ones.
No, my people see each other as we kill each other.
For now.
You
did not see the enemy when you fired this weapon.
You saw a picture of terrain.
I just want you to understand that just because you wield this weapon now, if we were to trade and give this to you, your enemies will match the escalation. They will need to find ways to fight you. They will seek others who have this power and trade with them. And then you are on even footing again. And then you need to have stronger weapons. Then they need to have stronger weapons. And then you need to have stronger weapons. And the only thing that is accomplished from it is more fighting, more death, and more loss to your people. It happens in every society that wields weapons like this. It is why it has taken us so long to understand that it is not something we give to people who are not ready to understand the burden of it.
That actually is a good argument, so I would like to communicate.
You know,
Do
Here
they
in
get a bonus because dog's also helping?
Here in Latveria, we have a policy of not giving guns to children.
I'm gonna say no because they're already in a war, and they look in each other's eyes when they cut their throats.
Yeah, they're still fighting hand to hand. When you don't see the whites of their eyes anymore, there's a level of detachment.
It is so much easier to kill someone when you can't see their face. And that is exactly why Dog thinks that that way is better.
And that's why that way had stayed so small scale too. It's like, yeah, you really didn't have thousands upon thousands running at each other because most people didn't have the stomach for a prolonged face-to-face fight like that.
So you see the tension, and her kind of like relax a little bit. She doesn't. It doesn't seem like she agrees with everything that was said, but she agrees enough with your argument, enough to show deference to it. It seems like the thought of being able to quickly end the war instead of her people continuing to fight as long as they have been was very appealing to her. But she does relax, and she said, "I'm sorry, I wasn't on push to talk at all."
Did you all hear any of that?
Yeah, I'll pick her up from your mic.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I heard it through one of those happy accidents.
Okay. Well, she relaxes and says, "And what makes my people ready?"
I'm sorry, one more time?
What makes my people ready?
That is simple. It's knowing that you do not need these weapons. When our people became ready to have these weapons, they had already caused so much destruction and devastation across many worlds, across many stars, gods. It took us millions of lives to understand that these weapons never brought peace. You will be ready for them when you understand that peace is achieved without weapons. Weapons should only exist to protect your people, not to kill your enemy.
And are there any weapons you can offer to protect my people? And
Yes. And she's going to point to Dog, and she says, proper training so that they can protect themselves is what you need. Your enemies are not going to go away until you all are able to resolve your problems and unite diplomatically. But the most effective thing you can do is protecting yourselves. And we can teach you techniques that they do not know, but we are not going to give you weapons to kill them.
And what about enemies that do not want to stop fighting?
You are already skilled warriors. As I said, defending yourself does not mean pacifism. You will do what is needed to protect your people, but we are not going to give you the means to slaughter those outside of it. These weapons do not discriminate. These weapons have collateral damage. You cannot look your enemies in the eyes with these weapons. Nothing stops you from losing the weight of it.
What about your own war then? Aren't you fighting one as well?
I am a scientist. I don't see war the same way Dog does. But if Dog can tell you that these are things that you do not want, that you do not want to put your people through, you should trust in his wisdom. He is a seasoned warrior. He has survived many battles. He has been bloodied for so long. I am not trying to imply you are old. I am sorry. It does not sound any better the more I say it.
They would have retired me sooner or later. I just met my wife before they did.
He is likely to collapse to dust at any moment, but he is filled with pure rage and coffee, and it keeps him going. She doesn't
Now, to
say
be
that
honest,
To be honest, mostly coffee.
Honest answer is it's mostly beer and depression, but
Take that, depression. These alien women want to have sex with me.
Bax, I think that this is actually the first time in campaign that his wife has actually come up.
Yeah.
His wife is now depression. All right, let's go.
No. Before he mentioned that. Before
Yes. Sorry, that was a bad joke.
She looks at you and says, "What is a wife?"
His partner, his life mate, his. I don't even know if you all practice monogamy.
We know they don't.
That's fair. We know very well that they don't. Do some of you practice monogamy, or is this just like an entirely weird concept.
What is a monogamy?
It is when you only have. That's fair. It is when you only have one partner and you have your children together.
That sounds inefficient.
Incredibly.
Oh,
But there is other benefits to it, I suppose.
monogamy doesn't always mean children.
Yes, but I'm trying to explain it in the way they would understand. You are committed to the same partner for the rest of your life, or for the time being that you are together. You are able to have other partners, but you do not have other partners while you are with this partner.
That is.
May I, as somebody with personal experience in the subject matter, I may be able to simplify it a little bit.
Certainly.
Before my wife, my lover, before she died, imagine loving one of the male so much that you didn't want to be with anyone else, and him loving you so much that he didn't want to be with anyone else. Imagine a relationship like that. And that is what she and I had. I loved her very dearly. I still love her memory. And I suppose one of the reasons I'm here, instead of back in the Marines, is her memory.
Did she die protecting you?
She died, well, she was a nurse. She died in a shuttle crash. She lived long enough in the hospital to say goodbye, but they couldn't save her. Made me promise that I'd move forward instead of languish. She was a healer, not a warrior. I don't think she'd ever touched a weapon in her life.
Healers are valuable. They can make for good guardians.
Yeah. Saved me
Males-
from a self-destructive pattern. Depression, alcoholism, and mindless dedication to the military. That's why I retired.
Males guardians of my people give their lives for those they are partnered with. Soon, my youngest brother will have his own partners. I had hoped that we would end our wars before that happened. But we should get back to the Queen.
Orinus is going to go get to work.
What are y'all doing?
Well, John kind of has to go. So, dog is well. I mean, he's going to be tagging along, doing his security shtick with people as necessary. If once, because we're going to have to finish our once Dr. Rindis gets her first line of testing set up, we're probably going to have to finish out the negotiations on this matter. It's like, yeah, it's gone now. Here's your video evidence, and we can take you to the crater if you want. We're working on something that if this ever comes back, we'll be able to deal with it without making a gigantic hole in the ground.
Alright. So we'll go ahead and close up here. There is we'll close it a little bit early. There is
Hmm.
I don't know what that means.
hang on. I'm just thinking. Hmm.
You alright?
Oh. My allergies are being a bit of a bitch. Things got above freezing, so now all the mold is going nuts.
Oh dear.
Yep. And it doesn't help that I spent the weekend with my head underneath things that hadn't been cleaned in years cleaning them, which means more mold.
I feel like on the topic of enemies, the scene is going to cut over to somewhere else. We get a shot of what looks like a not quite a dead star, but a very dim one, or a very bright gas giant. Hard to tell. And there is a station out in orbit around it, and as it zooms in, we see that there are supply ships running back and forth all over the place in this very large station that seems to be housing the construction of something. A vessel that is perhaps a few kilometers long, and as it zooms in, we get someone stepping up onto the bridge of this vessel and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, we are human, and we love war." And I think that's where we'll cut it here.
God, I'm sorry, just I'll sing a bridge. The Nazis. Gesundheit. It's just, the human empire is just so comically evil.
So comically evil.
Okay, I gotta go.
Okay.
But hey guys,
Thank you.
we called it. It's fucking space Nazis.
Yeah.